Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the session, and thank you for waiting. Sorry for the delay. As I'd messaged on the chat, I'd got disconnected from the live page. So I hope you all can hear me and see me now. To our pro learners, I have sent the invite. Please join. Today's topic again is parts of speech. So we recently discussed the topic. I think that was last week. Okay, so I will not spend much time in terms of the explanation. This can be a recap, a kind of a revision for our learners who probably joined late or missed part of the previous class. Okay, so we'll try and do more exercises since the topic was recently covered. Okay. So let's start with the topic and we'll do some exercises. So this topic basically covers all aspects of grammar, okay, parts of speech basically. So we'll come across different parts of speech and there'll be an explanation with examples given. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. And then there will be an exercise based on this. Okay, just give me a minute. I will ask you all to read the slides and then we'll proceed. Okay. All right, Z, go ahead. Read the first slide.
Wait a minute, sir.
No problem.
What is grammar? Grammar is the set of constructional rules that govern the composition of clauses, phrases, and words in any given language.
Clauses is how we pronounce the word. Clauses. Clauses. Yes.
Phrases and words in any given language. The term refers also to the study of such rules. Grammar lays the groundwork for effective communication. Improper grammar can affect the meaning and clarity of an intended message.
Very good. Thank you. Syntax is nothing but the structure of any particular language. Like in computer language also, we use the word syntax. Okay, so that's what it means here. Obviously, structural rules that govern the composition of clauses, phrases, and words in any given language. We all know what is clause, phrase, and word. So here, basically, it refers to grammar in any language refers to the study of such rules. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Okay. Anamika, go ahead, read the next slide.
Yes, sir. Parts of speech. Words are used to form syntax and patterns of English grammar. 1 minute. Sorry, sir.
No problem.
Each word falls into one of 9 categories referred to categories. Categories referred to as parts of speech. In English, the main parts of speech are noun, pronoun, adjective, determiner, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. In this lesson, we will practice how to choose the correct part of speech for the word in brackets that will go in the blank space.
Yes, thank you. So yes, we will learn the parts of speech. We had recently covered this topic, so some of you must have probably could have missed it. So if anyone who missed that particular topic is part of this session, please feel free to ask questions. Okay, and yes, we'll learn different parts of speech here. So every slide will have an explanation. I will not go into details because, as I mentioned, that I've just recently covered this topic. However, if you have any questions or if you missed any part of this topic when we covered it last week, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer all your questions. Okay, so I'll briefly summarize whatever is given here in terms of the explanation. Okay, All right, let's continue. Tarub, can you hear me? And if I have some questions, I'll definitely ask you all, okay? Yes, Tarub, go ahead. Read the next slide, please.
Yes, sir. The 9 parts of speech. 1. Noun, a word which is a person, place, thing, or idea. Noun can be countable or uncountable. Example: Mount Everest, book, horse, horse, no? Prakash, strength, car, Taj Mahal, China, house, child. A test for nouns. A good way to identify a noun is to ask, can I have it? You can have success, but you can't have succeed. This means success is a noun and succeed is a different part of speech, in this case, a verb. 2. Pronoun, a word that is used to take the place of a noun. There are a number of pronouns such as subject pronoun, object pronouns, possessive pronouns, and demonstrative pronouns. Example: I, they, their, ourselves, itself, your, my, nobody, who, which, her, we.
Good. So first part, noun, obviously. So here, when you ask yourself a question, a good way to identify a noun is, can I have it? You can have success, but you can't succeed. So this means success is a noun. So something that you can possess, right? Because name, we talk about a name, a particular idea or a thing or a place. Okay. So that's what nouns refer to. Nouns is nothing but, even an activity, feeling, idea, name, place, animal, thing, the game that I mentioned the other day that we, a lot of us used to play. So that is nothing but a noun. Okay. So nouns are singular or plural. Yesterday we did, countable and uncountable nouns. Something that you can count is the countable noun. Something that you cannot count is uncountable nouns, right? So there are different types of nouns like common nouns, proper nouns, which are names basically, abstract nouns, collective nouns, etc. Okay. And then, of course, we have pronouns. So that is the second one given here. Pronoun is nothing but something that takes place of a noun. So here in this case, we've discussed subject, object, possessive, and demonstrative pronouns. Pronouns is nothing, simply put, take place of a noun. So the reason we use pronouns is to ensure that we avoid what? Repetition, right? So like, for example, if someone keeps, if it is about you, your name, let's say my name, if someone keeps repeating your name again and again, doesn't sound right? Or if you do that, or if you keep repeating the name of a particular place again and again, it doesn't sound right. It is monotonous, right? So that's why, in order to avoid repetition and have clarity, clear communication, and a particular pattern to a structure, or any language, to ensure that the flow is maintained, we use pronouns to use in place of a noun. Okay. So yes, pronouns are very simple to easy to understand because it takes place of a noun. Noun is something that, just remember, this example is a very good example here. Ask yourself, can you have it? Can I have it? Okay. Can I have it can mean anything. You can talk about food, you can talk about a particular thing, etc. So yes, you can have success, but you cannot succeed. Succeed is a different part of speech. In this case, it's a verb. Yes.
Sir, if we ask, can I have Mount Everest, means it doesn't suit, no, sir.
No, that's an example given, Karthik. That is an example given. You can. So can I have it can mean anything, right? You can change the question. Can I reach somewhere? Yes, you can reach Mount Everest. So that's a place. So I don't understand what is wrong with that question. I didn't understand your question, rather.
Means can we use can I have it question for every noun or not? That's what I'm.
That can see, whenever there is a question like this given, it cannot be applicable for every noun or every verb or every adjective, right? It depends on the context, but it summarizes largely what is the meaning of a noun. That's what it's trying to explain. Got it?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you.
So sir, the question should start with can I, sir?
Not necessarily, not necessarily, so like any question that is related to a person, place, thing, or idea, or as I mentioned, feeling, that can be used in a way to identify a noun. So something that can relate to that. So this is a general question given, which will cover largely everything. but does not mean that every time the question can stay the same to give you a noun, right? The way of
Sir, thank you.
identifying nouns are different, but this is just one of the ways, easier ways to introduce a topic for someone who's probably, doesn't know the parts of speech or is coming across nouns for the first time, just trying to understand the topic. Okay. All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Uh,
Swati, go ahead.
Sir,
Yes.
so please repeat that first one. Example that uncountable and countable noun.
Countable and uncountable nouns is a topic that we did yesterday, and you were a part of the topic, right? We recently did, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, we did a topic on countable and uncountable noun. जो count हो सकता है उसे countable noun कहते हैं. Something that is uncountable is called an uncountable noun. Like, for example, the number of books, people, person, basically, what I mean is car, etc. These are things that can be counted. So you call it countable noun. Something that cannot be counted, like water, liquids, for example. Okay. Garbage was an example. Equipment, information. These are things that you cannot count. Furniture.
Yes,
You
yes.
can count the number of chairs and tables. You cannot count furniture. So that's mass noun that you cannot count. Okay. So those are countable and uncountable nouns. All right. Swati, go ahead. Read the next slide, please.
Yes, sir. Part of speech continued 3 to
Speech,
4.
not speech. Speech.
Speech.
Speech.
Speech.
Yes, good. Go ahead.
Third, verb. A word that indicates an action, event, or state of being. Example: play, run, think, study, smell, wait, we, drive, renounce, fill. A good way to identify a verb when in doubt is it to ask, can I do it? I can succeed. Do it is correct. What I can success is incorrect. This means succeed is a verb and the related part of speech. Success is not a verb. In this case, success is a noun. Adjective. A word that is used to describe a noun or pronoun. There are various types of adjective which can be studied in more depth in the section on the adjectives. Example: proud, purple, French, few, this, huge, sad, second, none. A good way to identify an adjective when in doubt is it to ask about a modified noun or pronoun. What kind of noun and pronoun is it? Example: he is a successful businessman is correct, as the word successful answers what kind of businessman is he. He is a successfully businessman is incorrect, as successfully answers how and not what kind of. This means successful is an adjective and successfully is a different part of speech, in this case an adverb.
Very good. Thank you. Guys, I see some names on the chat, but I don't see you all as a part of the session. So please click on the link and join. I have sent the invite multiple times. Okay. If there's any connection issue, just check that and try and disconnect and reconnect if you're trying to join and getting disconnected every time. Okay. Just check your connection first. Okay. Verbs. So verbs basically is nothing but an action word. Okay. Any action, event, or state of being. So when you talk about state of being, something is like, we have the dynamic verbs, which are actions like, play, write, eat, walk, etc. These are dynamic words, which there is a physical action involved here. So that is easy to identify. However, we also have stative verbs, which are, state of mind, stative related to state, thoughts, emotions, state of being. Okay. So to be, to feel, to think, to see, to hear, these are verbs that, although there's no physical action, there is in essence an action because you are doing something. So can I do it is a good way to ask a question and understand. Yes, you can succeed. Okay, but success is incorrect, what we learned in the first slide. Okay, so succeed is a verb basically related to what? When you do something, okay, when you do put in practice certain things, you can succeed. So obviously that's why succeed is a verb that indicates action. So that's why it's a verb here in this case. And when we talk about verbs like so there is the main verb, okay, or an auxiliary or a helping verb like have or will. Okay, in order to basically, what the thing with verbs is, in order to show past, present, and future, we understand that the verbs can change their form. So that is important to understand, that the verbs change their form depending in order to show present, past, future. Okay. So any word that indicates action, okay, action, event, or state of being is known as a verb. Okay. Or occurrence, something that happens basically. So just to elaborate, action, state, or occurrence. Any word that is used to describe these is known as a verb. Okay. All right. The next one given here is adjective. Adjective is something that defines the quality or quantity of something. In simple terms, quality or quantity of something. Okay. So here, when we look at the examples here, the color given here, purple. Okay. The quality here, huge. Something is big. Your feeling. What are you feeling at that point of time? Okay. In terms of you're feeling sad, so that's the quality, the state of your mind at that point of time. Okay. You're feeling proud about your achievements, again, adjective defines the quality. Okay. Here, numbers are obviously used as adjectives as well. None, few, this, quantifier, etc. Says a good way to identify an adjective when in doubt is to ask about the modified noun or pronoun, what kind of noun or pronoun it is. He is a successful businessman is correct, as the word successful answers what kind of businessman he is. So obviously the word successful here modifies the verb, modifies the pronoun here, the person, he. Okay. He is a successful businessman is incorrect, as he is a successfully businessman is incorrect, as successfully answers how and not what kind of. Okay. So in the first part, it talks about what kind of businessman. He is a successful businessman. But successfully means an adverb. Why? Because it shows the degree of you doing or achieving something. For example, I successfully completed the task. I completed the task successfully. Rather, we'll look at the adverbs, basically showing a degree of how you did something or an extent of something is categorized as adverb. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to explain is basically an adjective is nothing but it describes, identifies, qualifies, or gives more information about what? A noun or a pronoun. In this case, the sentence given here, he is a successful businessman, gives information about what? About the pronoun he, whosoever that person may be. Okay. So any word that identifies, qualifies, or describes and gives more information about the noun or a pronoun is known as an adjective. Quality, quantity. Okay. All right. Let's continue with.
Sir, what does the word event mean in the first line?
You tell me what is the meaning of the word event.
Means normal events, or means word indicates event means.
Event can be anything that happens, any event that occurs, or any event that happens. Simple.
Oh, okay, sir.
Anything that happens is called as an event. Okay.
That is not part of action, sir.
That is part of action, right? That's why it's given in verb.
Oh, no, it's given separately, no, sir. That's why I'm asking. Action, event, and state of being.
I didn't understand your question. Yes. So event, anything that happens. Yes, that's correct. And event is what? Anything that happens, something that is of importance, or for example, some ghatna जिसे कहते हैं हिंदी में. So that's why. See, action can be different and event can be different. Action can be, something physical action that you are doing as an individual. But event can be something that happens collectively. So that's why event is given separately apart from action. Like
Okay,
political
sir.
event, for example, political event or gathering is a part of, is something which involves a lot of people. But an action can be an individual action as well. But an event can be an action that involves more than one person, right? So that's why it's given separately. Just to differentiate between the two. Okay, who just read? Okay. What slide are we on? 4th, 5th. Okay. Komal, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead, read the next slide, page 5.
Yes, sir.
Komal, I said. Yes. Komal, your voice is not clear. Please be a little louder. आपकी आवाज clear नहीं. Yeah, no problem.
Now,
Yeah, a little better. Go ahead.
adverb, a word that is used to describe a verb, which tells how, where, or when something is done. Example: carefully, often, very, intelligently, quite, quite, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
To, really, never,
Quite
rarely,
quiet.
never.
Quite quiet. There are two different pronunciations. One is quite. Here it is quiet. Okay, quiet.
Okay, quite, to, rarely, never. An adverb is a type of word that has many uses in English. It can modify, describe a verb, an adjective, another adverb, or whole sentence. Example: the new receptionist
Receptionist.
receptionist works quickly and well. And second, the new receptionist is extremely busy. Third, the new receptionist works
Receptionist.
very
The new receptionist works very well. Fortunately, the new receptionist works well. Okay.
the
So
new receptionist works very quickly, or fortunately the new reception
that's fine. No problem.
work well.
Works well. Works well. Plural. Okay. Yes. So some of the words given here: carefully, often, very, intelligently, quiet. Here it's quiet, and quiet is Quiet. Okay. Shant ho jana. Chup rehna is quiet. That's how we pronounce it. This one is pronounced as quite. Quite. So, like for example, I am quite happy. I am happy is fine, but the moment I say I'm quite happy, it basically describes your extent or degree of happiness. So, a word that is used to describe a verb which tells how, where, or when something is done. These are the examples given. So, one of the unique things about the adverb is that it can not only modify a verb or describe a verb, but it can actually modify or describe an adjective, another adverb, or even an entire sentence. Okay, so that's why adverbs are a little unique in that aspect. Okay, so there are different aspects, different adverbs. Basically, it just to understand in simple terms, anything that modifies a verb, okay, or the other aspect sometimes, and tells us how often or where or in what manner we are doing something is called an adverb. Like, are you completing the work? Yes, I'm quickly completing the work. I will quickly complete the work. Carefully, like for example, if I give you a sentence, you must complete the task. It's fine, grammatically correct. आप किसी से कह रहे हैं कि आपको ये काम complete करना है. You must carefully complete the task means what? The change is I am giving, I am giving an instruction to someone, asking them to carefully do something. Even the first sentence is fine. You must complete the task. However, I am giving additional information on how the person needs to complete the task. Otherwise, it will be difficult for that person to do so. So you must carefully complete the task. Often, we meet. Okay, it's fine. We meet regularly. We often meet on Sundays, for example. Okay, so often again shows the extent or when do you meet. Aksar milte hain, many times, frequently. So basically shows the frequency of you meeting someone. Second one, very, again shows the degree. He is very intelligent. Intelligently, again similar to carefully. We intelligently decoded the message. For example, quite, I give you an example. It is quite cold. Even if I say today is cold, the temperature is cold. If I say it's quite cold, quite shows the degree or the extent of the temperature at that point of time in my example. To again is used as an adverb because again it shows degree or the extent of something. I'm too busy to reply means even if I say I am busy, it's fine. But the moment I say I'm too busy, it indicates that I'm extremely busy. Rarely and never, again, are adverbs. So the examples given here, new receptionist works quickly and well. Again, quickly and well, both the adverbs. Extremely busy, very quickly, works well. Okay, so these are the examples given for adverbs. Okay, all right, let's continue. Okay, Vaishnavi, go ahead, read the next slide. Guys, I still don't see the
Yes.
names that I see on the chat. Please join. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Okay. Then. There is, parts of speech continued. Conjunction, a word that is used to join
Use it,
words
nahi,
or
used,
groups of words.
used.
Use to join words or groups of words. Conjunction are used to connect two sentences into one complex sentence. Example: and, or, but, neither, because, while, since, also. Conjunction connecting two elements of equal weight are coordinating conjunction, and those which introduce dependent clauses are subordinating. Subordinating, sir, it is right.
Subordinating.
Subordinate conjunction. Type of conjunction with example. First one, coordinating conjunction and
Coordinating conjunction. Conjunction है वो, conjunction नहीं है, conjunction है. Coordinating conjunction.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coordinating conjunctions and, or, but, so, or, no, nor, for, it. Second one, subordinating conjunctions.
Subordinating conjunctions.
Subordinating conjunction. Because, since, while, after, if, all of, whether. Third one, collective. Corrective, sir, yeah, collective.
Correlative. Correlative.
Yes, sir. Correlative
दोनों
conjunction.
साथ में basically.
Correlative conjunction, not only but also, either or, neither, nor, both, and 7 parts.
That's fine. That's fine. Just wait for a minute. Okay, रुक
Okay.
जाइए. So conjunctions, yes, there are, as I mentioned on the chat, there are some conjunctions like, for example, but, which is given here, that can be used as a conjunction as well as a preposition. When you use it as a conjunction, you are using it like yet or however. Okay, so to introduce a phrase or a clause that is contrasting to what has already been mentioned. So that's when you use the word but is used as a conjunction. When you use it as a preposition, you use it like except or apart from. We'll look at the prepositions later. So yes, conjunctions are nothing but the words that join a group of words. They connect two sentences into one complex sentence. So basically, either it can be a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating is the same, something that coordinates, something that is on the same grammatical, something that is of same grammatical wavelength, okay? The same grammatical structure. Subordinating conjunctions are again, conjunctions are again words that join two words. However, what it means is that it is not, just give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute, guys. I need to. Guys, some of you were trying to join and got disconnected. Please try again. Okay, please try again. Yes, where were we? We were at the conjunctions. Okay, yes. So subordinating conjunctions and coordinating conjunctions and correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions are simple. They are used as a pair together. Like, so not only, but also either or, neither, nor, both, and. Subordinating conjunctions because, since, while, after, if, although, whether. So there can be two independent clauses which can have the coordinating conjunctions. There can be the two there can be dependent clause, so that can include the coordinating conjunction, something that depends. So it cannot be one sentence, two things, subordinates. I'll give you some more examples with that. Okay, just a minute. So the conjunctions that join the coordinating conjunctions are the one that can, have the same grammatical rank, okay, and join two independent clauses, independent, that can stand alone as a sentence, And subordinating conjunctions are the ones that can join independent and dependent clauses as well. Okay, so basically they show a cause and effect relationship. When I say cause and effect relationship, what I mean by that is, like, for example, if you give a sentence, I was unable to complete the task because of some reason, okay, because of a delay or whatever, because of, or due to lack of, okay, because of whatever, okay. He came late because he was stuck in traffic, okay. He came late, one sentence. He was late, one sentence. So that again is a clause that can be an independent clause. Why was he late? Because he was stuck in traffic. So dependent clause, okay. So subordinating conjunctions are the ones that can join independent as well as dependent clauses and show a cause and effect relationship, contrast, and some kind of a relationship between the clauses is what I mean when I say subordinating conjunctions. In order to remember the first one, the coordinating conjunctions, we use the word fanboy, Fanboys. Fanboys, you just remember that, you'll remember the conjunctions, okay? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, okay? Fanboys. If you remember this word, you remember the coordinating conjunctions. Correlative ones are easy because you use it together, both together, okay? Yes, Vaishnavi, go ahead. Please continue with the preposition.
Yes, sir. Preposition, a word used to indicate the relationship of a noun or pronoun to another word. There are no number preposition in English from, of, after, under, beyond, across, toward. Types of preposition. First one, time on Sunday in the summer at 5 o'clock. Second, place the bed between Matt and Jill. Jill work in front of the TV from the bed box over the city towards the car away from here. Yes.
Okay, good, thank you. So time and place, of course, prepositions is, as it's mentioned here, explained here, a word that links noun, pronoun, phrase, other parts of a sentence. So basically shows, when you say links, what it does, it shows relationship between words, other words, phrases in a particular sentence, okay. So here, when we talk about prepositions, there are different types. Like we have different adverbs, we also have different prepositions, which indicate time, direction, motion, manner, reason, possession. Okay, so where or when something happens is when we talk about is what we use as the preposition. Like something that happened above, something that is about, something that went across or travels across, something that comes after, against, along. Okay, so there are hundreds of prepositions which we can learn when we do the topic. However, just to understand, there are different types: time, place. Okay, time, place, something that indicates motion, manner, reason, etc. These are prepositions. So what I was explaining earlier is that there are certain words that can be used as both, as a conjunction and a preposition. You need to understand what is the context, what is the meaning of the sentence. Like, for example, if I give a sentence here, let's say while walking I stumbled but didn't fall. Okay, when I use this word but here, but, in this sentence, while walking I stumbled but didn't fall, what am I using it as a conjunction or a preposition?
Sir, please can you repeat?
Conjunction.
The sentence is, while walking I stumbled but didn't fall.
While is
Sir,
a
it's a
preposition.
conjunction.
I'm asking,
Sir.
am I using the word but as a conjunction or a preposition is my question.
Sir, but is a conjunction here.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes, sir. While is a preposition.
I'm asking about but, but.
But is a conjunction, sir.
Yeah, very good. And while is used here as?
Prepositions.
It's a period of time. Okay, here in this case, while I was walking. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, you all are right that but here is used as a conjunction that so here it's used as a conjunction, and even while, okay, during that time, during that particular time here. So again, while is also used as a conjunction in this case. It's not used as a noun. Noun, you can use that particular time. So like, for example, we chatted for a while. Here I'm using the word while as a noun, but in this case, while walking, during the time that, at the same time, while walking. So that's why here it's used as a conjunction again. So in this sentence, yes, you all are right, but is used as a conjunction. Let's say one more sentence. Let's say,
Sir, while is a adverb, no, sir, in this sentence?
give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me complete my question first. Second question is, they live in a bungalow, hence they are anything but poor. Okay. So my sentence is, they live in a bungalow, hence they are anything, therefore they are anything but poor. Here I've used but as what? As a conjunction or a preposition?
Prepositions.
Anyone else thinks it's used in another way? They live in a bungalow, or hence they are anything but poor. What have I used here as? But is used here in this case as a preposition. You're right. Why? Because here I am using the word but as to accept apart from, other than. So they are anything but poor means that वो कुछ भी हो सकते हैं लेकिन poor नहीं है, because they live in a big bungalow is what I mean. Yes. What was the sentence? First sentence was while. Okay, just a minute. Just give me a minute. Yeah. What was the question here? Okay. Yeah. So that's the difference between the conjunction and the preposition. Whenever in doubt, always understand what is the context in which you are using it. You'll understand, like the example that we shared with but. Okay. So again, one more example I'd like to share. Okay. Give me a minute. And is fine, and we understand here. Okay. So, okay. Okay, let's look at the example here given. So, just one before we proceed, can be used as a conjunction, can be used as an adverb. Okay, let's say, for example, if I give you a sentence, he isn't, or this project isn't so bad that we cannot think about it. What am I using so here as a conjunction or an adverb?
Adverb.
Adverb. Very good. So bad, to an extent. Okay, to a particular extent. When you use that, you use it as so, then you use it as an adverb to indicate some extent. Okay, let's say if I use it like it was so painful, it was let's say it was still painful, so I went to the doctor. Here, what am I using the word so as?
Conjunction.
Conjunction.
Exactly. Here, the reason, therefore I went to the doctor. So that's how you differentiate. So some of the conjunctions you will come across as different parts of speech, like either a preposition or an adverb. You need to determine what is the meaning that you're trying to convey. Okay. All right, let's continue. Who is it? Okay. Just a minute. Shailendra, I don't see you on the live session. I see your name. I think you are connected as well. Are you there? No, got disconnected. Okay, Z, go ahead. Read the next slide.
Okay, sir. 8. Interjections. A single word used to express strong emotion, such as surprise, joy, or disgust. Example: wow.
Disgust.
Oh, disgust. Wow. Ah. Oh, no. 9th. Determiner. It is a word, phrase, or affix that occurs
Occurs, yeah.
occurs with a noun or noun phrase and serves to express the references of that noun or noun phrase in the context. Determiners are words which come at the beginning of the noun phrase. They tell us whether how to pronounce it. They tell us
They tell us whether the noun phrase is specific or
whether
general.
the noun phrase. Okay, sir. Type of determiners: articles. The teacher asked a student to answer the question. Second, demonstrative. These students got this
Got.
grade on the test.
See,
Got
when you
this grade
pronounce
on
your pronunciation of O is very strong. You don't need to pronounce O all the time like that. Demonstrative, got. Okay, it's not got, it's got. Okay, not. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
yeah, keep it a soft O. It's not a like a. So these students got this grade on. It's not on. It's on the test. Okay, go ahead.
Hires. Many got an average grade. Some got a pass and few
Excelled. Excelled.
excelled. Fourth,
Succeeded
interrogative.
basically.
Which countries south have you visited? Fifth, numerical. The fourth section in the second test was very easy. Sixth,
Was.
possessive.
Was.
Was very easy. Sixth, possessive. His grade was lower than her grade. Seventh, relative. He know which test was copied.
Good. Yes. So interjection, a word that is used to express a strong emotion. We all understand that, when we use the exclamation mark is also when we use when we refer to something that is either strong emotion, surprise, joy, disgust. Okay. So wow, oh no. Okay. These are words that are used to express something that happens suddenly or something that you didn't expect, something that came as a surprise, or when you are overjoyed with or you are engulfed with a strong emotion. So that's called a interjection. Determiners are plenty. Determiners are, any word, phrase, affix that occurs with a noun phrase. Basically, something that is used when we talk about determiner. Determiner comes from the word determine. Determine, we understand it relates to something or the other. In reference to something is called a determiner. Okay. So the different types of determiners, even the articles are determiners, demonstratives. These students, when you talk about these students, you are demonstrating which are the students that you're talking about, right? Articles ask a student to answer the question. Articles, the definite, indefinite articles. Quantifiers, something that quantify, we did the quantifiers the other day when we did the countable and uncountable nouns. Interrogatives, again, which. So although these basically just understand that these determiners are a part of speech of or are used in other ways as well. Okay, relative pronouns, etc. Articles, definite, indefinite articles, these, that, again, relative pronouns, although they are part of other parts of speech as well. We call them determiners because they determine something or the other. Simple. Okay. Possessive, again. So just remember, determiners are many because they basically determine regardless of what part of speech these are. Okay. All right, let's continue. Karthik, go ahead, read the first slide.
Yes, sir.
Exercise. Read the sentence first.
Sir, cousin is a noun. My cousin lives in New York. The parts of speech of cousin is noun.
Absolutely. You're talking about a person here, so that's why it's a noun. Go ahead, read the next sentence.
Unfortunately, they haven't been paying the rent recently. Recently is an adverb, sir.
Recently.
It's an adverb of frequency.
Very good. Correct. Thank you. Swati, go ahead, read the next one. Next two.
Well, I don't think I will be here to answer the phone. Word well. I will be well. I don't. Mm, Sir, conjunctions.
Read the sentence again.
Well, I don't think I will be here to answer the phone.
Yeah. So here you are expressing something that is what? Something that is an interjection. Why is it an interjection? Because an exclamation used to express a particular reaction. So you are just reacting to someone. Okay. It's not necessary that an interjection should always have the exclamation mark. That is different. But here it's just an, even if you just remove well, I don't think I'll be here to answer the phone is grammatically correct, right?
Okay, sir. Sir, punctuations means मतलब क्या होगा?
Comma दिया है जो वहां पर punctuation marks, right? So
Okay.
punctuation, full stop, comma. Okay. Here,
Okay, sir.
even if you remove the word well and just say, I don't think I'll be here to answer the phone, is grammatically correct. The moment you add well, you are doing what? You are interjecting, basically. You are just adding something, just you are expressing something. Probably, you know, when you are interrupting someone, let's say I'm talking to you and I'm telling you, you know, this particular time the phone will ring and the person will call, please ensure. So you are just interjecting. You are interrupting me and telling me, well, I don't think I'll be here to answer the phone. So abruptly interrupting me and just giving your side. So that's why you are interjecting. So that's why well is a word that is used here as an interjection. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
Swati,
no need to put exclamation mark always.
No, not needed. Not needed. That is only when you are surprised or a strong emotion, etc. Here, there's no surprise or strong emotion. The person is simply interrupting. Swati, go ahead. Interjecting, rather.
After lunch, let's go out for a cup of coffee. After which I didn't. After lunch.
Lunch के बाद, basically.
हाँ. So, sir, conjunction.
Conjunction नहीं होगा ना यहाँ पर time दिखा रहा है वो after.
Oh.
After
Preposition.
preposition. After. When we use it as a conjunction is during the period of the time following an event, okay? And preposition is in the time following an event, okay? So subsequently or following is when we use it as a preposition. Like for example, let's say after something happened, okay? After something happened, something was ongoing, you can use it as a conjunction when you are you are joining two different sentences is when you can use it as a conjunction. Here, it's basically just indicating the time when you went out for a cup of coffee. So here it will be a preposition, okay? All right, and just to answer your question about the exclamation mark, in exclamatory sentences, you will have the exclamation mark, but in interjection, the sentences where you interject, you don't need to have the exclamation mark always, okay? It does not indicate a surprise, basically. It's just that someone is interjecting when someone else is talking. Yeah, okay. So after lunch, let's go out for a cup of coffee. Here used as a preposition. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. Swati, who answered? Swati just answered, right? Okay. Komal, go ahead. Read the next one. Komal, you are on mute. I'm unable to hear
I would
you.
like to thank you all for attending today's meeting. Part of speech, the word for conjunction.
I'd like to thank you all for attending today's meeting. For here is used as a preposition, not as a conjunction.
Preposition. Okay,
yes,
sir.
for ke liye, basically. I'd like to thank you all for. So for here is obviously used here as a preposition, not as a conjunction. Okay, for doing something. Okay. Go ahead, read the next one.
Sir, hi, may?
Yes, go ahead.
People tend to put on weight in middle age. However, gaining weight is not inevitable.
Inevitable. Something that cannot be avoided.
Okay. Identify the part of speech, the word, however.
Read the sentence again. एक बार फिर से पढ़िए sentence को.
People tend to put on weight in middle age. However, gaining weight is not inevitable. Inevitable. Yes.
So what part of speech is the word however?
Sir, इसमें तो आ गया adverb.
Yes, adverb. Why? Because it is used here like a but. Okay, so adverb because used to introduce a statement which is in contrast to something that was already said. Okay, so यहाँ पर लिखा है people tend to put on weight in the middle age. Okay, so that is one statement, and to given as a contrast. Okay, to introduce another statement to contradict or still But however, these are words that are used as inevitable. Basically, it means here that it is not something that cannot be avoided. So that's why there are two sentences given. One is given and the other one is used to introduce as a contrast. So that's why it's an adverb here. And inevitable basically means assured, certain, or unavoidable. Something that is bound to happen is called inevitable. And evitable means what? Is the opposite.
Avoidable.
Avoidable. Basically, something that is avoidable. Okay. Is not inevitable. So basically, that's why it's a contrast. Basically, what it means is, yes, you put on weight in the middle age, but it is something, it is not that you cannot avoid it with, with discipline, exercises, etc. You can still avoid putting on weight. So that's why it's a contrast, and that's why it's a adverb. Okay. All right, let's continue. Vaishnavi, go ahead, read the next one.
Tina offered Anthony or one of her mother's homemade
Oatmeal cookies.
oatmeal cookies.
Homemade क्या है यहाँ पर?
Yes, sir, it is a preposition.
Preposition कैसे होगा? It's an adjective. Let's read the sentence. Tina offered Antonio one of her mother's homemade oatmeal cookies. Mother's, okay, modifying the noun here. In this case, it's talking about homemade. Homemade can also be attributed to what? The quality. It's not made outside, it's made at home. Okay, so homemade obviously defines the where is something made here. In this case, homemade is of course used as a adjective, made at home rather than in a store or a factory. Okay, so that's why it's a quality of something. What? The cookies here in this case. So that's why it's an adjective. Okay, it's an adjective, not a preposition. Read the sentence again. Okay, go ahead, read the next sentence. Vaishnavi.
To experience the famous
Eccentric
side of Mumbai, visit the Kala Ghuda Art Festival.
Eccentric meaning, guys, what is the meaning of the word eccentric?
Means very beautiful, sir.
No, not beautiful.
Hello.
Yes.
So it is verb.
It's an adjective. Guys, what is the meaning of the word eccentric? My friend is very eccentric, or this painting is eccentric, means what?
Sir, cultural